Good morning, students. Today, our topic is a relation between philosophy and education. In order to make you aware about the relationship between philosophy and education, we have to first to discuss what is philosophy and what's education. In our earlier lectures, we have discussed in detail what the philosophy is. So, in order to refresh your mind with this word philosophy, it is actually logical inquiry into the nature of reality, and education is the all-round development of human being, that's physical, intellectual, social, and spiritual development. Now, how we will understand what is actually the relationship between philosophy and education? First of all, we should know that the entire process of education is confined to concept. That means, first of all, we should know what is the concept of education. Then we should know what are the aims of education. We should know what is curriculum. We should know what are the methods of teaching. We should also know role of teacher. We should also know the discipline, the concept of discipline. These parameters or these perspectives complete the process of education. Now, where from these come? Where from the concept of education comes? Where from curriculum comes? Where from aims comes? Where from the methods of teaching comes? Where from the role of teacher comes? Who gives us the concept of discipline? If you will look that the philosophy plays a very important role in maintaining this overall structure of education. That means philosophy gives us the concept, the aims, the curriculum, the methods of teaching, the role of teacher, and the concept of discipline. And education implies or implements these concepts in the actual classroom situation. This is one of the relationship. Another is, if we will look some of the definitions, some of the quotations from the great philosophers. Ross said, education and philosophy are the two sides of same coin. We are having a coin. We know it is having head and tail. It is like one side there is education and another side there is philosophy. And when these two will combine, then the complete process of education will become successful. So one is implied by the other. That means the one is having a great role in the implementation of the other. Philosophy is a passive thing, it's a passive role, but what gives it as activity, what makes it active, it is education, which takes the concepts, which takes the ideology of the philosophers and implements in the classroom situation. If we will see another definition, Sir John Adams gives a famous quote that education is the dynamic side of philosophy. That means what education does, education keeps or education takes the ideas from the philosophies and then implements, and it can change, it can modify these ideas, or it can take the different ideas from different philosophies, then implement in the classroom situation, depends on the present need, because the needs of the students, the needs of the education system changes from time to time. Education and philosophy, these are intimately related. These are actually these go side by side. Education plays a dynamic role, and philosophy and education plays an active role, and philosophy plays a passive role. Philosophy gives the ideas, philosophy gives the substance, and education takes it and experiments on it and uses it in the actual classroom situation. Another thing now you can understand this relationship between education and philosophy. Philosophy gives us goals. philosophy, gives us the goals, and education takes us to achieve these goals. Philosophy, while you are while you are learning any kind of concept, what should be the learning outcome? That gives the philosophy, but which makes you to achieve that learning outcome. That is the education. There plays the role of education. Philosophy gives us the values, concept of values. Philosophy gives us concept of values. Education makes us to achieve these values. For example, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives the concept of truth. That means in his philosophy of life, truth plays a very important role. We take this truth from his philosophy of life and we put it in the current educational system. So we are trying hard to mold our students to choose the path of truth. Not only this, if you will see Mahatma Gandhi, he gave the concept of non-violence. Today, in order to make the secular structure of our country, we are, taking the tedious tasks to mold our students in classrooms. We are giving lectures in universities, in colleges, in our, technical institutions. We always want to make a thinking of the students which is based around this non-violence. So where from it come? We take it from the philosophy of Gandhi, and then we implement in the classrooms in order to mold the actual thinking of the students to live their life on the through this non-violence. Not only this thing, this philosophy uses the concept of citizenship, concept of society, and education makes us and prepares us uh, for to live in that society. Education takes the minute concepts of the philosophy, and education imbibes those concepts in our personality so that we can fit ourselves in that very much society. Philosophy, it gives us the way of life, that how you have to live, and it is education which prepares us to live that way of life. So philosophy and education, they are deeply related with each other. The entire edifice of education, it has its strong pillars in philosophy. Without philosophy, you can't imagine the structure of education. But on the finally, if we will on conclusion, we can say that this philosophy, it is a type of theory. As John Dewey said, that philosophy is the theory and education is the laboratory where these philosophical theories are tested and become concrete. Suppose if we will take example of the great philosophers, like Gandhi is there, Tagore is there, Dewey is there, Tolstoy is there, Rousseau is there. They have given the different ideas. So where we take those ideas from them, but we have implemented them in actual classroom situation as an action research. So when those concepts become, like if we will see the concept of goodness, values, like the three eternal truths, like goodness, beauty, and this truth. So Satyam, Shivam, and Sundaram. So we actually want to inculcate these values in our students. Where from the concept of these values come? These concept of the eternal values comes from these various philosophers. That means they give the theory, and we are practically implementing them. We are molding the mind of our students to practically imbibe these values, and we want to show the practical results in their personality. So philosophy is the theory, and education is the laboratory where these theories are tested and it become concrete. Thanks.